have audio. So, we will have a question and answer period in just a few minutes. We're going to start with just kind of a roll call to begin with. I'd like to know how many students and family members are at Venus. Wayne, can you give us an update on the number of individuals that you have there, please?
We have 3 parents and 2 students.
Thank you, Wayne. Let's go to Granbury.
Yes,
Victor, could you tell us who you have there, please?
Yes, Lisa, we have parents for 5 students, and we have 6 parents present.
Great, thank you very much. We're not able to get Presidio right now. Hopefully by the middle of this presentation they'll be on board. And I believe at Mathis we don't have anyone. We're just kind of waiting to see. Carmen, I said we didn't have you, but my understanding is you are there. Is that correct? Carmen? Presidio, are you there? All right, well, we'll keep going. Again, welcome to our Financial Aid Forum. My name is Lisa Thompson. I'm director of the TRIO Pre-College Programs here at UT Arlington. And here at UT Arlington, we have a number of students and some parents with us, as well as our presenters today, Mr. Brian Coleman, University's financial aid counselor, and one of our Upward Bound Math and Science alum. Her name is Sharon Hernandez, and she is going to be our translator for those parents who need assistance with Spanish. At this time, I'd like to have Mr. Riley come and continue with the introductions.
Well, I want to welcome everyone that's here in the room as well as on the line. We just hope this information that we're about to receive is very beneficial for you. As she welcomed all the schools, but I want to introduce our speaker. He's going to share a lot of information with you. His name is Brian Coleman. He works here at UT Arlington. He's in the Financial Aid Office, Financial Aid and Scholarships, so he's going to share a lot of good information with you. Okay?
Oh, I need the X, or we still won't be able to get online here, huh? No. All right. Nah, that's not going to be the best. Are we going to move the camera over?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And if you have any questions, go ahead and jot those down. As we get to the time for question and answers, we'll be able to answer those, okay?
Again, my name is Brian Coleman. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a financial aid counselor at UTA, and basically I'm here to go over information on how to apply for financial aid, the types of aid that you're applying for, and some of the other programs as far as scholarships. When you hear financial aid, basically that's a combination of grants, which is money you don't have to pay back, loans, which is, of course, money you do have to pay back, federal work study, which is you find a job on campus or off campus and working and earning some money, and then scholarships. But as far as any form of state grants, federal loans, federal work study, it's one application for those forms of financial aid, and that's the FAFSA, the Free Application of Federal Student Aid. So that'll be the only form that you have to complete in order to apply for all forms of financial aid as far as state grants, federal loans, federal work study. The only separate application that you would have to apply for really would be scholarships. And when you apply to UTA, you're automatically screened for all of the UTA scholarships that they have available based on your ACT, your class ranking, and that sort of thing. So when you apply your admission application, they're going to automatically screen you for the UTA scholarships. The other types of scholarships are going to be departmental or private-based. Departmental is going to be like if you're a science major, you're going to contact the science department and see what scholarships they have available. Then there are the private scholarships like from Gates Millennium or Coca-Cola or your local church or organization. Those are private scholarships. So they have different criteria. So whatever their criteria is, whatever their deadlines are, those are what you're going to have to abide by. So it's going to be all the lead work when it comes to scholarships. It's going to be the lead work of the student to actually apply for those different scholarships and meet those qualifications as far as departmental and private scholarships. When it comes to the UTA academic scholarships, you're automatically screened whenever you apply to UTA. And then the other forms of financial aid are going to be based through your FAFSA. So when you complete your FAFSA, If you're a dependent student, which means that you're under the age of 24, you're not married, you're not a parent or a veteran, you're dependent, which means that you're going to need your parents' information in order to complete the FAFSA. Both you as a student and one of your parents will have to apply for a PIN number in order to electronically sign your FAFSA. And also, if you accept your loans, you're going to electronically sign your promissory note with that PIN number also. So basically every year until you turn 24, until you get married, become a parent yourself or a veteran, you're going to need your parents' information to apply for financial aid, their tax information. So if you're planning on attending UTA in the summer of '09, spring of '09, I'm sorry, fall of '09, spring of 2010, you're going to complete the 2009-2010 FAFSA. And you should be doing that right now if you plan on attending UTA this up and coming year. We do have a program called the Maverick Promise, where if you're admitted by April 1st, we have your process FAFSA by April 1st. I think there's an income of less than $65,000 going for your undergrad and your Pell Grant eligible. If you meet those eligibility requirements, whatever your Pell Grant does not cover as far as your tuition and fees, you receive an additional grant to cover those. So initially, basically, you're going to be going to school free as far as tuition and fees goes. So the Maverick Promise basically is that if you receive a Pell Grant and you meet the other qualifications, you're guaranteed an additional grant to cover your tuition and fees. So it's to your advantage to apply early. Definitely for scholarships, I think you had to be admitted by February 16th, if I'm not mistaken, in order to be awarded for this fall of '09 and spring of 2010. So they award very early as far as scholarships for the new award year. But when it comes to the FAFSA, again, it's going to be one application every year. For this up and coming year, it is available, the 2009-2010 version. Once you complete that, they'll send it to whatever school that you're interested in. Our school code is 003656. So when you complete your FAFSA, you can send it up to maybe 8 schools at one time. But if they're like UTA, you actually have to be admitted before we will send you notification what you're eligible for. So once you become admitted to UTA, once we have you process FAFSA, we will notify you via your campus email and through the regular mail postal system as far as what you're going to be receiving for summer of '09, fall of '09, spring of 2010. So that's pretty much it as far as applying for financial aid, and that's for any school pretty much, whether it's UTA or any other school. You're going to have to complete the FAFSA every year to apply for state and federal grants, federal loans, and federal work study. Any questions over how to apply, the form, types of financial aid that you're applying for? I'll be happy to field questions at this point. Now, are you graduated seniors? Are you freshmen right now as far as your classification? As far as the other schools?
Go back to the UTA.
Oh, we have a question in Venus.
Yes.
When you apply for FAFSA, do you have to know what the GPA is at the time you apply?
Was your question when you apply for FAFSA, do you have to know the GPA?
That was her question.
No, your GPA has nothing to do with your FAFSA. So the student's grades initially is not going to play a role in the FAFSA. They can apply for the FAFSA regardless. Now, in order to keep your financial aid, you do have to keep a certain GPA. If you're incoming freshman, it's 1.6, sophomore is 1.8, junior, senior is 2.0. So once you're awarded these federal and state funds, you have to maintain those GPAs in order to complete it, in order to receive it, I should say. But no GPA is required to complete your FAFSA, because the government doesn't know your academic status at that time.
Scholarships or grants?
What about scholarships and grants, she's asking?
As far as the FAFSA, your son or daughter applies for all state and federal grants when they do the FAFSA. They are not applying for scholarships when they complete the FAFSA. So scholarships are going to be the students' work. So if they log on to the UTA website, we'll give them some resources where they can log on and see what scholarships are available. Then it's going to be that student actually qualifying for that particular scholarship. But you can apply for as many scholarships as you want. But the FAFSA takes care of all state grants, federal loans, and federal work study. Did that answer your question?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions regarding the FAFSA, regarding the Maverick Promise, state grants, federal loans? Loans, again, your son or daughter would not be repaying on these loans while they're in school taking at least 6 credit hours. If they drop below 6 hours, or if they withdraw from school, or if they graduate, they have 6 months before they start repaying on their loans. So they will not be making any payments on their loans if they accept any loans.